So this week's how-to is how to not drive each other insane during isolation. So this one is for everyone who is in a relationship and currently stuck at home with their partner. Now those that are single and doing long distance would probably be envious, but there are a lot of people who are pulling their hair out, so this one is for you. So the first step is to find your new normal. This is going to be our normal for quite some time, unfortunately, and it's really important that early on you set expectations and also some structure. I'm not the best person when it comes to structure, but at a time like this, it's really important. So that might be the expectations of the chores around the home. Maybe you had somebody helping you out that you no longer have and you have to do it all yourself. Maybe you've always done it yourself, but now your partner is working at home and they've got a little bit more extra time to help you. It's really important you sit down and work out how that is all going to run. Things like cooking, who's going to be going out and getting the shopping, or even a matter of doing the online shopping to get the food in. It's really important that you have these conversations, as well as if you're homeschooling children. I know this is a real struggle for a lot of people, especially if both parents are working and they have children to also school. You need to have a conversation and work out who's going to be responsible for that. Is it something that you can share together? Can you roster certain days? It's just a matter of working that out early on so that there are no hiccups down the track. Now, it's also really important to make sure that you get your private time and your me time. Depending on where you live, that might be really difficult if you are pushed for space. So your private time or your space might have to be shared. Maybe it's the bathroom and you've got a beautiful bath and each person takes turns at shutting the door, locking it, and watching Netflix on their phone or reading a book. Maybe it's the spare room and you share it with various nights where you can lock yourself in there, you've got your takeaway, you've got your glass of wine, and nobody pesters you. It's really important that we find time for ourselves during this period, because there's a lot of times where we would have been going out and seeing other people, exercising in a gym, going to a class, and we can't do that anymore. So we may be driving each other insane. Now it's really important as well that the words me time might trigger somebody with a sense of rejection. If your partner turns around to you and says, I need some me time, that might set somebody off. So maybe have a conversation around that if you feel a sense of rejection when somebody says something like that or they go into their private space, let them know. But you also need to respect that each person does need their space at the moment, and you need to be creative with how you get that. Now, it's also important to still date. You might not be able to go out to a restaurant or even to the movies, but still have your time together as a couple. It might be, God forbid, doing screen time, which I think a lot of parents are relying on at the moment, and getting your favorite takeout and setting a beautiful table with candles, or having a movie night together, or even doing something really goofy like your own dance party at home. You can set up a little bar, you can put music on, do something that's also a bit silly as well to make you laugh. It's really important that we find time to have those happy moments and to have those giggles with each other, because there is so much stress and anxiety put on, especially relationships right now. Now, you can also do a double date. There are a lot of video platforms out there. Why not bring a new element into the mix? Grab your favorite couple that lighten the mood and are a lot of fun to hang out with, and have a double date. Get your dinners, get your wine or your beer, and sit around and have a bit of fun together. Now, it's really important also to address conflict. This is something that we're going to see on the rise. If you find yourself in an argument or a heated discussion, walk away, but make a time to pick that up. It's really important to have conversations that are constructive, and if you are stuck on something, that you're able to talk to somebody from a sound place, not an angry place. That might mean taking a break and saying, I think things are getting a little too heated now. What about tonight? We sit down and we talk about this. What's really important about putting this into play is that you do make a commitment to talk about it sometime soon. One person might be holding on to something or a lot of hurt, and if you just say, I'm going to walk away from this argument, then it could really fire them up. It's important that not too in the distant future, not in 2 weeks' time, not in maybe 48 hours or 24 hours' time, But in a little bit of time, you commit to sitting down and having a conversation. You might also need to put boundaries around that. If someone is getting really heated, say to them, listen, take a break, go into your private space, watch a bit of something on Netflix, listen to music, have a bit of you time and calm down, and then let's have that conversation from that place instead of one where you are fired up. Nothing is going to be resolved when you're angry and you're locking heads together. So I hope that helps. Please go easy on each other. Please also recognize when to ask someone you're in a relationship with, are they okay? A lot of people are dealing with this in all sorts of different ways, and sometimes we take out the stress and anxiety on the person closest to us, the person that we're in a relationship with. So if someone's giving you a hard time, maybe they're not just giving you a hard time because they feel like doing it. Maybe they're really struggling inside and you need to step back and have a look at what might be going on for them. So I hope that helps. Please, everyone stay safe, stay home, and keep your distance.